So you're currently living outside of the United States and you've seen that there are lots of opportunity in the US real estate market. You just don't know how to get started to be able to invest in your first multifamily property. Well, after living in Spain for the last 12 years, there's a number of things that I've learned and have been able to do that. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the five steps that you should take to be able to get you to invest in your first US multifamily property right after this. Hey there, it's Billy with Keep On Cash Flow, helping you to grow your money and your mindset so that you can get closer to the lifestyle that you really want to lead. Now, on this channel, we're going to be sharing lots of tips and strategy videos just like this. If this is your first time, you should consider subscribing, and you'll definitely want to make sure that you check out the links and the comments in the section below. But as for today, I'd like to talk to you about those 5 points.
I'm glad you made it back. So now we're going to share with you the 5 steps that you need to take in order to begin investing in your very first US multifamily property. And if you stick around until the very end, I'm going to share a special tip with you that not a lot of people share, but it's also going to help you to make this a much more profitable venture. So having lived in Europe for the last 12 years, and more specifically, having invested in US real estate for the last 4 years, I'm very clear on why I decide to invest in the US market. And that's actually the first step. Number one is you need to be very clear on why you're doing that. Now, aside from lifestyle, just to share a little bit about why I'm doing that, there are also some of the other reasons, such as the population in the US, some of the economic factors, as well as the cultural factors that really make it an attractive market for me, and probably an attractive market for you. That's why you're looking now. But I would also share with you, as part of the first point, you really also need to be clear on who is it that you want your multifamily property to serve. And what do I mean by that? Meaning, do you want it to be a long-term rental, meaning that you want it to be for maybe a long-term executives that are traveling for 1 year and they need high-class rental properties? Is it someone like Keep On that is serving where it's more of a working class family, or are you looking to serve in a let's say a C-class neighborhood where the returns can be perceived as very, very high? Or are you looking for something that's more on the short-term rental side of things? Maybe you want to have a low-cost traveler, backpackers, or maybe you want it to be for business travelers. But you need to be clear on who you want that multifamily property to serve. And that's the first point. So it's really being clear on why you want to invest in the US market, and then who you want to be able to serve. Now, once you're clear on who you want to be able to serve, this is now the part about really understanding how you locate the specific property. Like, how do you find it? Do you go out? Are you looking on the MLS? Are you looking on LoopNet? Do you have a broker that is in the country in which you're living? Or do you have a broker back in the US who is in the specific market that you are looking for? So really about being able to locate or find the property is the next thing. And then once you're able to locate that property, it's really important to get that property under your control, meaning that you are the only person that will have the right to purchase that multifamily property. So that is the third point, and it's really about being able to control. And as my parents have always told me, you can definitely trust, and you need to make sure that you verify. So the fourth point is being able to verify that everything that you thought about the particular property up until the point of getting it under control is actually the case, so that it is in line with what the seller of the property was actually portraying. So you want to be able to verify that. And this is where having a very clear and strong due diligence process will help you to make sure that the investment that you're going to make in the property is going to provide you with the return that you are expecting. And so once you're able to get the verification of the property, you'll then want to be able to make sure that you can go in and close on the property. So once you close on the property, it's now part of your portfolio, and you're able to add the value to the people and or residents that you are expecting to plan, that we talked about in one of the earlier steps. So you're coming in, you're closing on the property, and then once you do that, you're able to get the keys to your nice new multifamily property. And I'm going to keep my promise. I told you if you stuck around until the very end that I'm going to share one tip with you that a lot of times we forget to talk about, especially in the multifamily space. And this is the secret sauce. This is the extra bonus. So for you and for those of you that have stayed until now, I want to share with you the last thing, because typically they talk about 2 points in being able to make profitable ventures in the multifamily space. Number one is when you actually buy, so you've actually closed on the property. And the second thing is, how are you going to manage the property? Now, keep in mind, in the multifamily space, this is really important. This is key. Are you going to be managing the property yourself from overseas? Are you going to hire a property management company that is a specialist doing that from the country in which you're living? Are you going to use a property management company that is on site in the United States? Are you going to use a property management company that is just managing it remotely? These are questions that you need to ask, but it's also one of the keys. Like I said, this is absolutely the secret sauce, is the management of the multifamily properties. So I'd like to leave you with the question of the day. Because I've shared these 6 different steps with you, I'd like to understand from you, which do you believe is going to be the biggest challenge for you as you begin to invest overseas, and why that would be the case. Now, when you leave your comments in the section below, you're going to help to create lots of different conversations. I'm sure you're even going to get a number of tips as to how you can break through that potential challenge. So anyway, this is Billy Keels with Keep on Cash Flow. It's my 2 cents for today. And as always, hasta la próxima.